Mm. So welcome everyone once again. So we have all now come for a very important sessions. As you all have already known, the theme of this retreat is the final effort for the final time. Now, this is the theme. So one of the aspects that is very important, particularly at the present time, is actually how you're going to make the final effort. Okay. So whenever we want to make effort, the first thing that we need to do is we need to plan, right? Everybody plans. So today to discuss about this planning thing, our topic for today is my plan, God's plan, and drama plan. Okay. So we will look into these aspects and then, but we will try to focus more on the self-effort because that is the necessity of the present time. So to do that, I would like to invite our panelists. I will introduce them one by one and they will share with you some stories that will support and give you the experience of how actually your plan, Brahma's plan and Baba's plan are actually working together to make such things in our effort. Okay. And you can know that it is actually something that is very important in the present. So the first panelist I would like to invite is Rajani Didi. Okay. To introduce Rajani Didi, she has been, huh? She get to know Baba and doing spiritual practice since she was 8 years old. Yeah? Imagine what you all would be doing in 8 years old. No? Then after she finished her studies in Delhi with Bachelor of Arts, she has dedicated her life to the Brahma Kumaris. Now, for the past 45 years, she has been serving in India, London, New York, Australia, New Zealand, and all the many countries. And since 83, Rajini Didi is the national coordinator for Philippines and Japan. So welcome Rajini Didi.
Thank
Our
you.
next panelist, okay, our next panelist is the Brother Pure. Now, Brother Pure has been practicing this Raj Yoga meditation for the past 36 years. Okay, Brother Pure is one of Baba's right hands in Malaysia. He is actually the Secretary General of Brahma Kumaris Malaysia, a board member of Brahma Kumaris Malaysia. So Brother Pure is actually is based in Kuala Lumpur, our city center. No? And Brother Pure is now currently retired. Actually, he was the principal of a government school. And now let's welcome Brother Pure for this session. Okay. Next, our third panelist is Sister Mira Ryu from Korea. Sister Mira has been with Baba for the past 23 years. And she actually took Gyan in Canada. And she is the national coordinator for BK service in Korea. She is a professional interpreter. And currently that is being a very useful skill for Baba's service. And for even for this retreat, she is actually coordinating the translation aspects. Okay, let's come into the discussion session. Okay, so I will actually, each of the panelists will share based on the questions that we will put on to them, and they will share their experience. Now, when we are talking about this topic of my plan, Baba's plan, and Brahma's plan, so the first thing that comes to my mind is that something that I plan will be first. Then when it's happening, we can see actually what Baba is having for us. And then once it is being done, maybe we know that is drama, no? So we can look at it in that aspect. One is the planning part, one is the implementation part, one is the result part. Beginning, middle, and the end, no? So for that, first I would like to ask Rajini Didi, Didi, when we are doing planning for self-effort for this final time, what actually I really need to do?
Om Shanti to everyone. It is very beautiful retreat. I have been enjoying all the sessions, and today I also have a chance to share. I want to share first my story of the India last year when I was in Delhi. When I came to know lockdown, Corona, I had to stay back to Delhi because even though I had a ticket to come back, but when I stayed there, it is really like a Baba's plan, Drama's plan. But later on, my plan became clear, I think. So I stayed there 8 months. So when I was there 8 months, so I focus on my self-study. Of course, lot of service also. The most important thing I realized was for the self was 4 hours yoga and 2.5 hours study. That really helped me a lot because I had a time. I was free from many, nitty gritty things, not so big responsibility, but I had a plenty of time during the day, evening, morning. So I said, this is really Baba's plan, drama plan, my plan. Accept it and go into it. So I started to study a lot of Baba's Murli of 69. And there I got a lot of directions for our self progress. What Baba is saying in those Murlis to become very stable, concentrated, charitable souls, ever ready to be free from the influences of the senses inside. Outside gross, okay, but inside, no influence of my drishti, eyes, ears, no interest in my sanskara. That's where I pay attention while staying there, keeping myself very double light and studying 2.5 hour Murlis. Why it was necessary? Because I need a mind which becomes a laser. So when I am studying Baba's Murli and reflecting Baba's Murli, then the mind accumulates pure thoughts. So those pure thoughts is the power for the mind to see the situation in different way and face situations in different way. So while staying there, this basic thing really helped me for my self plan for the progress. So whatever was happening outside lockdown, whatever corona, it did not affect me at all because the focus was the self study and reflect and experience that mind which becomes laser. So especially, we had a good chance there to conduct yoga every day in the evening. So it was beautiful that I could stay 1.5 hour in yoga in the evening. And that really helped me, just stable, still, and really see the mind is producing that certain frequency which is going around the universe. So that the experience I had last year. And then I came back, I continued morning and evening yoga and also murlis. Really, it helps.
Thank you, Didi, for this enlightening. I like the aspect of having interest in our sanskaras, to change the sanskaras and making the mind become like a laser. Now let's go to Sister Meera. Sister Meera, now the next part that I'd like to ask you is that how do we actually make proper planning for the yajna? Because normally as an instrument, you make plans. No, it's actually my plan. Of course, we can say you have to plan in your intellect first. No? How do you do that for the yagya and also for the service?
Om Shanti. I think in order to talk about yagya service or service in general, we have to make it a little bit clear about the concept of yagya and service. I think the awareness that I belong to yagya is very important to make my plan like aligned with the yagya. And also the concept of service. I understand the Hindi word seva is, it's not just like self-centered some activity that you gain happiness from, but it's for the benefit of others without being selfish. So in terms of making my own plan and even plan for service, the awareness that we need to have is that I'm part of the yagya. So yagya means what Baba has created to change the world. So it doesn't matter whether I am an instrument at the center or I live in the household. When we are aware that we are part of the yagya that Baba has created to change the world from impure to pure and all the things that we have been studying in terms of our goal and objective. When we have that awareness, it doesn't matter whether I'm doing some, externally I may be doing something physical or even Lokik thing, but as long as I have the awareness that I'm part of the yagya, then everything I do, the things I do, everything I have, all the things belong to the yagya. So this awareness is most important, I would say, in planning for service, whether it's Lokik service or yagya service. And of course, when we have that awareness, we will make the proper plan, doing the sensible things of considering all the different aspects of making the plans. So in terms of specifically making the plan, I would also say that it's very important to see the need. What is needed for yagya? What is needed for the service? And what is needed for the service or yagya means, of course, I'm also taking benefit. So it's rather than motivated by your own desire of wanting to do this or that kind of service or certain things that you want to do, I think it's important to check that aspect of really what will be most needed at this time. So that would be the focus of my planning. And in actual planning, of course, we would, as Baba says, less expense, greater glory or achievement. So we would, in terms of using our resources, it would be like inconsistent with what Baba says in terms of guidelines that Baba gives us. And another thing very important is whatever I plan, the benefits should be far-reaching. The greater, the far-reaching the effect of the benefit, I think the plan or whatever I do according to the plan will be more beneficial. So these are some of the things that I can think of in terms of making my own plan or service plan.
Yes.
And also, of
Thank
course,
you.
in terms of actually implementing, like working together, benefiting many is important, but also working together to achieve the goal of the plan is, I would say, very important.
Very beautifully put, Sister Meera. No? Awareness is the key, actually. You know? And the meaning of seva is bringing benefit without selfish feeling. and should be based on what is needed and work together, should benefit everybody. So now let's go to Pure Bite. Pure Bite, as we know that we are planning, we have listened to the planning aspect. No, we need to pay special attention, especially at the present time, when we are planning for our own personal future. Like, especially when I am planning, I need to keep in mind like how actually taking advice from instruments, and sometimes we get some book messages that I need to really pay attention, or murlis, But what are the aspects that I really need to pay attention, especially now?
Om Shanti. Thank you, Brother Muli. I think one aspect when I came at the beginning, you see the subtopic, this first half of the program is my plan. It means I would say that self-service. You see, one of the things that I always believe that to make self-progress or self-service is the impact will be less until I know the family history. So when I talk about the family history, it's not just your center family or your country family, the Yagya history. I think the Yagya history have a lot of impact on my self-progress. You see, we always divide the Yagya history basically in 4 parts. In Karachi time, what happened? In Karachi time, I think all of us know that it's 100% self-service. And then the result of Karachi self-service, when Baba's children moved to Mount Abu in 1951, that result, the impact, the power from that self-seva, what happened, they give a lot of visions to many others to come to know about Brahma Kumaris. So one aspect is Karachi time, then moving to Mount Abu, the second phase. The third phase is after Brahma Baba left. Okay, after Brahma Baba left, it means after 69, and then the Dadis. And then the phase now we are facing is a very, 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 very important, very critical phase where most of the Dadis have left except one Dadi, as you probably heard the sharing this morning. I think the one aspect other than the family, the Yagya history, in terms of self-seva, I'm talking about self-seva now, that in Karachi, 100% self-service. So that means Baba always reminds us that the final end would be similar to what happened at the beginning. So I would say that very much now the feeling that it's like back to Karachi time, the Karachi feeling that in my center or in your center, in anywhere, I should create a Karachi feeling within the center. That's one aspect. The second aspect, I think we have to be very wise that times have changed. Any businessman can tell you, Baba always says we are businessmen. When times change, our approach to seva has to change. You see, the pandemic teaches a lot of lessons, not to go in detail. But what I believe the pandemic simply tells us that 3 things I have to pay attention. One is my service, I should shift service in 3 aspects. One is we can't do much outside service. Yeah, people can't come, I can't go out because of pandemic. We don't know how long it lasts. Secondly, we have to depend on the online IT service. And online IT service is not a permanent, it's very temporary because at the end, Baba says everything will fail. So what we can do, whatever time they remain is, we have to rely on this IT or online service, okay, wherever we can. But I think most important is what we have to shift the focus is on subtle service now. You see, subtle service, I think there's so many benefits. Basically, I would believe that subtle service means serving to the mind, through my stage, to my vibrations. You see, serving to my mind, my stage and vibrations actually is fast time. It's in the short time you can serve many. And also the other thing is people can't come to you, you can't reach them. But my mind seva, my stage, my vibrations can reach to a big mass of people. Okay, so the third aspect of seva that I need to plan for my near future, I think very important, you have to serve the fellow Brahmins. Because on this pandemic time, I think most of us have experienced some old Brahmins, especially, they are a little bit lethargy. I don't know whether you agree with me, a little bit lethargy because they can't come to the center at all. So sustenance from the center physically, very, very much reduced. That means they are more losing their enthusiasm. Seva is less. A lot of Brahmins, they rely the whole life on seva, probably. And now seva is not happening. So their enthusiasm drops tremendously. So the third aspect of I think we have to plan for the future is serving your fellow Brahmins. Okay, so, serving your fellow Brahmins as much as possible. And the last one I think important is serving the Lokiks. Your Lokiks have gone through a very hard time probably, and then I think this is a time where we can shine. We can show to our Lokiks that Brahma Kumaris have been teaching me for so many years. I've been going to the center, coming back. This is a time where we can show to our Lokiks that the impact of Baba's knowledge and yoga really make us so strong that we're able to stand right through the pandemic time. So basically, I think these are the three things that we need to plan spiritually. Starter service, serving your fellow Brahmins who are not so enthusiastic, who are a bit slow, and serving your Lokiks. And I think very important is always remember back to your Yagya Seva time, whether it's in the Karachi time or whether it's during the Mount Abu time. Okay, these are the few things I think is important, especially for me. Om Santi.
Thank you very much, Pyobai. I really like the feeling that during this COVID, every of our home should be like a Karachi feeling. How Brahma Baba was there and all the dadis were there spending time, and paying attention to the few things that you have mentioned. So let's come to the next part of the theme. So the second one is actually God's plan. So let's get to know God's plan. So now the first one, I would like to point this question to Sister Meera. So Sister Meera, when I'm planning for Baba's service, especially Baba's service or my personal things, what is the need in terms of getting God's plan into it? The need for God's plan when I'm planning. Maybe you can share with us something.
Om Shanti. We say God's plan, but I feel like God has only the master plan, and the rest of the plan is co-created by Baba and us. So the details, whatever we take some steps, as Baba says, take steps of courage and Baba helps. So that kind of like dancing together will create maybe ultimately the drama, but it's the rest, the details are worked like that. So I feel that we need to know how, understand how Baba works, how we can feel Baba is Baba's plan, or how Baba is working. And of course, our understanding and maybe experience of that will be all different. And it's like a evolving thing as we become more pure, I think. So I think Baba intervenes in a way, and there is this drama, the whole drama, but then when we make some plan and we do some things, then if our plan is in accordance with the master plan Baba has, then Baba does something of some kind of intervention, and that can happen through touching or inspiration, or sometimes certain things are stopped or some magic happens. So the way Baba works is through his energy. I mean, it's like it's prevalent. It's always available. Maybe that's why people said he's omnipresent. But when we actually set our steps on the rail of where the Baba's master plan is heading, then Baba's energy begin to act on us. Whatever we planned, that will start to work. So in that sense, I think the purity of our intention, whatever we create plan about, that's one of the key things that we should have. And of course, that's evolving. I said, it's not, we don't become pure overnight. So the purity, and sometimes we don't know that we had some ulterior motive, some impure personal desire. Later we realize that there was something mixed in. So the purity is, I would say, very important. And as I say, whatever we plan and we do, if that is in accordance with the master plan of Baba, which is to change the world completely into from hell to heaven, and whatever way from night into day. So, and in that plan of Baba, we have to change, and the change is none other than become pure and completely pure in the end. So that's how I see Baba's plan works. And I don't have really, my having specific plan to experience Baba's plan, working on that. But what I can share is that how I came back to Korea from Canada. I came into Gyan right after I arrived in Canada as an immigrant. But when I recognized the Baba and saw truth in this knowledge, and I decided that this is what I want, the first thing that of course, I felt like I surrendered my intellect at that time. And then later I found that there were many more surrenders to do. But at that time, I felt like I totally, I don't have anything to say in front of you because I accept you, in that kind of feeling. And then I felt like, the only thing I want now is I want to be useful to you. I want to be your instrument. At that time, I didn't have the concept, remember after 6 months after coming into Gyan, I realized all of that. And so right from the beginning of my Brahmin life, I had that desire. And I feel that there was a very pure desire on my part. And I didn't have any plan per se about that, but without any specific plan, I thought that maybe what I can be most useful is back in Korea, not in Canada, where I happened to land as a new immigrant. So then I had the desire at the back of my mind. And then what happened in 5 years' time, then there was, at that time, I had a little bit of financial problems because there was the SARS time. And working as a conference interpreter, when people don't travel, there are no conferences. At that time, we didn't have Zoom, so no online conference. These days may be different. So that meant that I had to find some other kind of work to make my living. So it was not easy. And then there was a job offering in Korea, and it was quite much better than what I could get in Canada. So it was very obvious that I should come back to Korea. And that's how I personally and more directly get involved with the service in Korea. So I think even actually immigrating to Canada itself, it's in the whole bigger drama. God had some plan for this soul. And that was revealed slowly in that way. So now looking back, I think that was one of the things that Baba got involved or intervened in my drama or my plan. So that's what I can share on Shanti.
Thank you, Sister Meera. Really like your concept on master plan. Baba has the master plan, and we both together, we co-create, you know. And when it's right, when you have purity in your intention, Baba will actually intervene, you know, and to accomplish that task, you know. And I like the feeling when you say that, you know, how can I be most useful? You know? So now let's come to Rajani Didi. Didi, the question I want to point to you is that, see, on top of what Sister Meera has mentioned, you know, how actually I can make God's plan actually to be carried out in my personal effort. What are your thoughts and feelings about it?
Shiv Baba's master plan is really to bring new world. And he really knows his ways. He's doing it. Maybe we don't know much. Only very little we know what Baba is doing. I think 99% work Baba is doing. Once we were in London, Dadi Janki said that Baba is doing 99% seva. We are doing only 1%, and still we have ego. I did. So really, Baba is Karan Karavanhar. He's doing his work beautifully. My connection with that Baba's work is really never have any doubt. Keeping the attention that his plan for me is to become perfect. Baba has come to make me perfect. So never get disheartened in my journey towards perfection. It is really God's work. It is successful, it is guaranteed. Just continue to sow the seeds of love. Continue to do seva. This is God's seva. Baba is doing it. But no result expectation, no disheartened, not even thinking about the past, what happened. Just remain at the present moment. Enjoy the most beautiful time with Baba, this minute, this second, to achieve, to experience that, you know, Baba's virtues, wisdom, and powers. So, Shiv Baba came in Brahma Baba's body. So many years, Baba got his work done through Brahma Baba. We saw Dadis, perfect models of golden age. Then I was thinking other day, you know, Gulzar Dadi, 45 years. Avyakt Bap Dada, sustaining us, and how Dadi Gulzar kept her consciousness so pure. Once I asked Dadi Gulzar, Dadi, do you always keep your mind that Baba comes in you? Do you think Baba comes in me? She said, if I think Baba comes in me, Baba will not come. So much purity she maintains. I said, then, what attention do you pay? She says, I pay attention, very cautious about this I, not to bring this I in between. I said, what attention do you pay? Dadi said, I don't favor anyone. If I favor anyone, I sit on the gadi. People will say, oh, Dadi Gulzar favors. Dadi will come in between Baba and the soul. So Dadi pays full attention to speak less and silence. Baba does the work through silence, touches, inspires, you know, brings realizations. Just my duty is to remain in silence. So now Baba is not coming in Dadi Gulzar. So how Baba is sustaining us so beautifully. Early in the morning, Amrit Vela, he gives us so much power, love, realizations. Mind gets pulled towards Baba. Who is doing this work? Actually, 99% is Baba. Baba is also pulling our attention towards himself. I think a lot of effort Baba does. We are doing very little. So I think I'm so happy with Baba's plan that he is the master of the world. He is the word, creator of heaven, world transformer, world benefactor. I just need to be his instrument. Keep my mind free from all petty matters. Let Baba use this mind, which is silent mind, clean mind, pure mind, for his task. Om Shanti.
Thank you very much, Didi. I like this point very well. No? We all say we are doing a lot of service, no? But Baba is doing 99% and I'm doing 1%. And then I claim that I'm doing a lot of service. So only thing is Baba is making us perfect, So pay attention, like what Daddy Gulza say, pay attention on myself. So based on that, Pure Bhai, just want to check with you something. No, we need to know when we are talking about we want to put God's plan or God's master plan, whatever it is, we really need to understand what is the difference between Baba's plan and also the interference of my own manmat, my arrogance, when some service is happening. So how do you understand the difference between that?
I think before that, you see, the whole aim of Seva, as Rajini Ben shared, is to create a new world, golden age world. You see, the golden age world cannot come unless God's world is here. So for me, I think basically when we talk about Seva, I always believe that it's God's service. That means we are in God's family. So any service we plan, I always believe there are 4 parties involved. If these 4 parties are not there, I think as the question that Muli posed was, my arrogance, my manmat, my paramat, my influence from others will happen. So the question is, what are the 4 entities that we should always place in our mind when we plan service? The first entity, I think very important, is Baba should be there. I mean, there's no doubt. Secondly, I think the senior should be there. Whether center in charge or whether your NCs or whether your RCs, whatever plan. I think the third thing is you are in between. Okay, the third entity. And the fourth entity, the family. So any service that we plan, if without involving these 4, definitely I think some margin of manmat and paramat might come. I'll give an example. Even to this topic, we talk about my plan, God's plan, Brahma's plan is, what is missing very much is, where are the seniors' plan? Where are the NC's plan, the RC's plan? I mean, no doubt Baba will inspire them. So any service that I do, because has to involve these 4 entities. God must be, Baba must be there, the seniors must be there, I'm definitely there, but family must be involved. I think very often we came from a background, I think some of you, like myself, we are very much come with the notion that I think I plan and implement. But that works in a rocket world, but doesn't work in God's world. It doesn't work in God's family. Because God's world, God's family, God's seva is totally different from the outside world, outside seva. Okay, coming back to the question is now, the question that's, how do I know the difference between what is God's plan and what is my plan? I think the result of that. First thing I think is, if it's my plan, if not God's plan, is I won't feel fully satisfied and contented. So the contentment and satisfaction is not fully there. And secondly, I think very important is the cooperation. So how do I know that if it's God's plan, definitely everybody will cooperate. The family I'm talking about. Everybody will lend a hand, whether through the body, mind, well, or whether through their vibrations, whatever. So if there's no full cooperation, If not there's no full cooperation from the family, it means that there's a margin of manmat or my arrogance or some other influence from somewhere. So cooperation, and then I think important, the other aspect is success. Definitely is God's plan. Nothing can stop God's plan. And if God's plan are there during doing seva, throughout the seva, success will always be there. And the last, I think, very, very important, as Rajini Ben was saying, that I like the point that actually the whole concept of seva, we may talk about seva more, we are looking more on the external, but the whole concept of seva is to mold the soul, mold myself into a golden age soul, or totally sattvapadhan soul. And for that, I think blessings, we need a lot of blessings. The fourth aspect, blessings from God, blessings from the family, and blessings from the seniors. So any of these three entity blessings are missing, I would feel that some margin of inaccuracy are there. So I put it short that any seva that we plan, we have to involve, Baba should be involved. We have to involve Baba some or other, have yoga party, special yoga program. Seniors have to be communicate with seniors well, liaising with them well. Family has to know what is happening from beginning to the end. Okay, Om Shanti.
Thank you, Prabhai, for clarifying very clearly, how Baba will be involved, how to make sure that Baba is involved in whatever service that we are doing, the four-party, and the result that we will get, by being satisfied with the service we are doing. We get all the cooperation from the family, and definitely there will be success, and nothing in the world can stop it. So now let's go into the third aspect of this interesting topic. Okay, we talk about my plan, then we talk about God's plan. When everything already happened, ultimately we can say it is drama. Okay. Now, when we talk about drama, it's very interesting because everybody will have a lot of stories to share. So let us listen to some of these stories from our panelists. First, we will listen from Rajini Didi. Rajini Didi, my question is that ultimately, in our personal effort, drama will reveal its plan. Okay. But then it's very important for us to understand it, right? So how do I approach or understand this drama after it has happened? Because this has been a challenge for many souls.
Yeah, drama first, my experience is even the scene looks like damaging. But as Baba said a few weeks ago, still there is some benefit behind that scene of a drama. We need patience. With patience mind, we can even change, Baba says, the scene of drama, the situation. But if we are influenced by that harmful scene, damaging scene, it will create another account. So patience is necessary, I think, to observe drama. And in that stage, I can hold Baba's power and I can use the drops of knowledge about the drama. Baba has told us very beautiful this method for the scene of drama, that past is past. And then he said, whatever is happening is good, even like this Corona time, whatever is happening good is kalyankari, is beneficial. There is some message behind this Corona is giving to the world. Can I get that message? Rather than being influenced, good or bad, what is happening in the world, the influence of the news, it can dishearten me, it can create fear in me, it can disturb me. Many things can happen. So that's why this a beautiful method about the drama Baba has told us. Every scene is beneficial. Whatever is happening, whatever will happen, and whatever had happened. Even just this one method, if I use it, this drop of knowledge, which really makes me stable on the scene of drama. And I can get so many benefits. out of it. And then this minute when I am using this method, whatever is happening is very beneficial. But what I am doing at that time is I am connecting with the Almighty Baba, the word Almighty Baba, connecting and receiving that power from Baba. Shakti from Shiv Baba, the word Almighty Baba. And that Shakti is like Baba says, you know, you have to spread Mansa Seva, the vibration Seva through the attitude. That Seva is then taking place. It's so beautiful, actually, the drama is. When we are really using the right method and then the right result, connecting with Baba, the word Almighty, and receiving the power and spreading, doing service. To me, this is beautiful drama. Ups and downs, it will come and go. You know, that's what we are telling people about Corona. In the middle of the night, some people will call from India, you know, we have fear, what to do? The scene of drama is such, you know, they are going through such kind of sorrow, fear. So at that time, I don't allow myself to carry away with the information, influence, but connect with Baba. And that vibration with Baba's power to give. To me, this is the seva drama is telling me to do now. You know, like Mansa Seva, bring from Shiv Baba and give to others.
Your story, Didi, any stories you have
The
during
story,
when the Corona started? Yeah. I know you end up in Delhi, no? In ORC, right?
Oh, no, ORC I stayed 8 months. But of course, we paid full attention to food and all the precautions. Everything was taken care of it. And of course, I was very busy in service and also doing self-service. But when I left India, went to Tokyo to stay in quarantine 14 days. But luckily it was relaxed time about quarantine guidelines. I stayed in the hotel 14 days. Then on those 14 days, I had a plan, Amrit Vela, read Murli class to some students in Japan. And then I had a overseas classes during the day. Then evening meditation with the whole family, BK family. And somehow or another, the food near to the hotel, there was a Gita Pashala. They kept coming to give me food, chai, toli. So that was taken care of. So I did not feel actually quarantine very difficult because it was just a relax. But I planned my time, you know, what I will do 14 days. So I took that scene of drama as to do seva as well as to do self-seva. So did not look like a heavy thing to do, but definitely a lot of yoga, time of remembrance.
So the story of the drama that you were, like maybe, I cannot say you were stuck in Delhi, that you cannot come back during the Corona. Was it very beneficial for you when you come back to Japan?
Yeah, beneficial. Because learned a lot of things online, how to do service online. They taught us, the IT department in ORC, they really taught us because I asked them how they do things. I learned also technical few things from the ORC IT department. It is a chance of learning and chance of seeing how Bharat Seva has progressed so much. After 40 years, I had a chance to live in India and especially Delhi because I am from Delhi, and a connection, and then you know, learning a lot of things, as well as being with you know, Brijmohan Bhai, Asha Didi, all the most respected sisters, brothers, and 170 Brahmins there. So it looks like a living in heaven actually. Quarantine does not, you know, means lockdown did not look like a lockdown because, you know, big family and lot of self-sustenance and service, and then learning a lot of things on for online service. When I came back, so I think I continued, so did not look like a heavy feelings at all. beneficial.
Yeah, thank you very much, Didi. So, as Baba's child, if we really, really understand and really accept that drama is beneficial and I connect to Baba, I think wherever we are, there will be some happiness and some benefit behind, and we will enjoy our presence anywhere, you know. Now, let's go to Sister Meera. Hmm? Sister Meera, you are in Korea for quite some time already, after you come back from Canada, no? Maybe now you can share some of your experiences in actually understanding the drama's plan in Baba's service.
Oh, Shanti. Actually, drama is drama. It's not plan. I think we call. I mean, we put plan and after each of the word. And drama is determined by our own karma. And there are, of course, many invisible things, and there are so many actors and so many factors working in the play, big play, huge play called drama. But maybe I can share the story of how we moved to the current premise, Baba's center, main center in Korea in Seoul. I think our karma determines drama, so we have to put in something, and then the result comes in the form of drama. And sometimes maybe we don't have to work so hard, but when we were moving we needed to see the need to move to a new place. We planned way ahead. So actually for over 2 years, we searched. We did many search, and all the entire family, anybody who can, find some information somewhere, a good location or, good information about the building or possible location. So we did all the search, and we actually checked out many different places. And almost 2 years later, we decided that this one place in another part of the city, that was the most plausible and the best at the moment for us, that we can afford and we can do our service. So the family decided together, and the whole family actually chipped in doing the search for different locations. And we were, one Saturday, we were going to sign the contract for this new place. And then in the morning, we got a phone call from the owner saying that, oh, I cannot sign the contract today because I am going to inherit this building to my son. So I have to get at least I have to tell him. And so that he will do that day. And let's sign the contract tomorrow on Sunday. So, so we said yes. And then right after that, during the day, we got a phone call from another agency about this current location. And it was rent was more reasonable and good location. So in many ways, it was, quite nice. So at that time, we were ready to sign the contract. So, and it was a weekend. So the whole family who came to the center on that day, we all came together because we have to make the decision quickly because the next day we have to sign the contract. So when we came and checked out this place, everybody agreed that this is the place for Baba's service. So we signed the contract the same day. So then the other place we had to let go. So I think drama sometimes brings us good fortune, and maybe we could have gotten someplace easily, but sometimes we have to work, and there is a certain a plan. Baba is part of the drama plan. I feel in this case, much of actually Baba is behind everything. So that's how I really feel, and that the agency sent us that information. And then many things like step by step, it was done in such a way that we just had to come to this place. So it was amazing to see the final turn of events just before we came into this place. So that's Baba working for the bigger drama as well. And we did our portion, our share of making the footwork, doing the footwork.
So you were not
So,
fixed in your decision.
no. We were
In your
very
decision.
open. Yes, because we wanted to have a good place for Baba's service. So yes.
So the moment you saw the second one, you know that is the one.
Yes, no, like suspicion at all in anybody's mind.
Oh. Okay, thank you very much, Sitamira. Now let's go to Brother Pio. So I have very interesting question for Brother Pio. Okay, a very favorite question among Brahmin family, because Pio Bhai, from the beginning, to the middle till the end, Brahmins especially, Brahmins sometimes they find it very challenging to accept, to have acceptance of this drama, especially in their personal effort or in the service outcome. So the question is, Ajit, what can be done to overcome it? Do you have any special things? Because it's drama, no?
Yeah. I think the first thing we have to understand, I like the thing that Tadi Jangdi always quote that, Baba is our father and drama is their mother. So not only the father teaching me drama, the mother also teaching me, drama is teaching us. And I think even Tabira Didi was saying, sharing yesterday, I think we can look at drama as our teacher as well. So drama can be a teacher, drama can be my mother. So the question is, why we are not able to accept the outcome from the drama? So basically, I think the main reason is our desires are there. Your desires, your expectation in seva or in your self-seva or better seva for others. If as long as expectation and desires are what all these are manmat. All these are paramat and manmat. It's not what Baba wants. And I love the point I think about last month, this one Sakabli Baba was mentioning that drama will lead us to perfection. In other words, that if we accept everything Baba says, but not accepting the outcome of drama, that means the space, the speed to self-progress is very slow. And I always believe that if I'm not able to accept the outcome of drama, what is the end result? The end result is you will blame others. Definitely, you blame others, causing the failure in the project, or the project is going slow. So that means not accepting drama means that you're not accepting other BK's role. Whatever role they play, doesn't matter. I think I just share one or two, share one experience. I think as Lechiba was saying that our Bangsa building, actually, I think about 3 to 4 years back. So this Baba's building has been very old. I think easily about 46 years. We haven't done any renovation. So what happened? I think 3 to 4 years back, we planned to do the renovation. We planned everything. We planned you draw the plan, and we want a good renovation. We even proposed to Didi. Didi said, okay, go ahead, whatever. And then what happened in drama? Two things happened very clear. The first thing, I think, very clear to all of us, pandemic comes. So we didn't know, nobody can ever expect pandemic comes in between. And pandemic comes means that finance are involved. Okay? Because the project, we need Brahmin's help from everyone. Secondly, we didn't know at the beginning time there's some problems in transferring the name of the land. Okay, the name of the land is not under the society's name; it's under the individual name. So according to law, and so in the future, so in the future that there won't be any legal tussle or legal problem, is we have to transfer the name the name of the individual to the society name. And also that takes some time. So I think finally with Baba's blessing, with also Brahma blessing. I always believe blessing from Brahma. Blessing from Brahma only can happen when you agree, you accept what Brahma has planned for us. So finally, I think last month the project went on well. So hopefully by August, the renovation will be completed. So from this good experience, we learn from this building experiences. Whatever you plan, things can change. Things can change at any time, at any pace of time. So we just have to accept it. So I think so. The question is, how can Brahmins accept the in personal effort or in service outcome? I think, like it or not, we have to accept it, because if we don't accept it, then what happens is your mind will keep churning. Your mind will keep churning in the wrong way. That means a lot of power will be lost, and then a lot you find that you are in another world, so to say. You find that even your God's child, even you have so long in Gyan, you're so senior, things just doesn't work for you. So I think important is as a Brahmin, I think we have to accept God is one thing, but equally important, we have to accept Brahma, because Baba himself accepted Brahma. So if God himself accepted Brahma, okay, God has to come because of Brahma. So I think we have no choice, so to say, no choice, that we just have to accept the outcome of Brahma. And very often the outcome of Brahma is for the beneficial benefit that we don't see it now. Probably we see it in the later part of the years or in the near future. So I think we have no choice but just to accept the outcome from the Brahma. And I always believe one point to end this session. Yeah, I always believe that Baba and Brahma always work along with each other. So I don't see a Brahma as separate and Baba as separate. They always work along each other to make us push us into perfection. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you very much, Bhai. I like this point of this. Brahma is the mother and also the teacher. And whenever we have this, why we cannot accept? Because you said that it is a desire or expectation is involved in that, no? And then that is actually our manmat and parmat. So it's very important. And another important point that I liked also, that Baba himself follows the drama, accepts the drama. So why can't I? I'm Baba's child and I have to do. So thank you very much for all the wonderful answers that was shared by the panelists. I think by now you all know that my plan, God's plan, drama plan, how to do the planning, how we can know that is God is, how to use God's plan into my plan, no? How to make sure it is God's plan, and how actually we can accept this drama as something beneficial, and then we can really, really experience that. So you have listened to the experiences of three great panelists here, and I'd like to thank all of them very much. Do you have any other parting words that you want to share with the audience? Because we have still 5 more minutes. Maybe you can share. Yes, Rajini Didi, you can share.
Yeah, I just remember one story of Dadi Janki. Once Dadi Janki told us that she went to Brahma Baba and, talking some scene of drama. And Baba said to her, why you are complaining about my daughter? So Dadi says, Baba, which daughter? Baba said, Drama. Drama is my daughter. You are complaining? Daughter is so beautiful. Daughter is very beneficial. Daughter is, something we are learning, as we said, accepting. So you are complaining? So then, since then, Dadi said she took this lesson from Baba, never complain. And one more thing I remembered of Brahma Baba. Why he was successful in his journey of perfection. He took 33 years to become Karmatit, perfect. Because Dadi Janki told us that he used the lesson of drama the most in his life. So always he kept this one thought. Whatever anti-party came, opposition came, from the lokics, problem came from health, he kept only three thoughts in his mind. I was victorious, I am victorious, I will be victorious. This is the only three. No other thoughts. Why, what, where, who, nothing. So Baba kept his train on the rails of drama so pakha that he did not comment, correct it, compare, criticize, question. Despite see, he did not do. And that's why his mind always remained stable and still. Always he used the lesson of the drama the most in his life. So let's keep Brahma Baba also in front of us. Om Shanti.
Thank you very much, Rajani Didi. So I like to end this session with very, very important statement. Baba has mentioned that drama is actually Baba's daughter. So don't complain about drama. Okay. So we will have a moment of silence now. Maybe can invite all the panelists. We can share drishti with the audience.